What is up, guys? It's your boy No Shoes coming at you live here for JLPC Season 6 Draft Recap for your New York Metagross. So I'm bringing back the Metagross this season for JLPC. Really tough season, a lot of great competition this season. I'm really excited to play. I feel like my draft sits about mid-pack. If you watched my draft breakdown last week, because I'm filming this the day that this video will go up. So if you watched my draft recap last week, you kind of already know what I think. But I'm going to go through, I'm going to break it down individually so that maybe if you didn't watch the whole live stream or if you're still kind of not wanting watching it, you can kind of see what my team looks like. I had the 10th pick. So realistically, I picked a tier 2 Mon that I thought was going to be very undervalued or very much a steal in tier 2. And I tried to build the start of my draft around this tier 2 Mon. Coming to me, though, there was a lot of great options in tier 1, so I went ahead and picked up Shifu, the Rapid Strike variant. Water Fighting is a great offensive typing. Really, you get things like Close Combat. I think it gets Aqua Jet. Surging Strikes is a great move. Unseen Fist helps it go through like things like Protect and stuff like that. And then it does give fair amount of coverage. This is one of those new mons that we haven't used yet in JLPC, and I haven't really seen it used yet because I'm not really watching a whole lot of the YouTube and like the professionals draft leagues right now. I've been watching WBE, but they started their season before Isle of Armor, so I've been kind of like on the back burner for as far as professional singles. I need to get back into some of them just so I know what's going on, but I'm really excited to use Urshifu. Really interested to see how it's going to work. It's such a huge threat. Like I said, I picked this tier 2 Mon. Weevil, you should never drop to tier 2. I'm sorry. High speed, high attack stat, great ability and pressure. Good secondary ability. Not a great secondary ability, but a good secondary ability in Pickpocket. And Dark and Ice. Ice is not the best typing, but paired with that Dark typing, yes, you get a 4 times weakness to fighting. But just paired with the Dark typing and that speed and things like Ice Shard and Ice Crash, and now Triple Axle with Isle of Armor, there's just so much stuff. So much for Weevil to do. Like, it's such a great cleaner, and I'm so excited I got it. Bring it Banded, bring it Scarfed, bring it Life Orb. And like I was talking in my live stream, there's a lot of things weak to this particular combination. Whether it's Dragapult's weak to Dark both, Lando T, Torn T, what was the other one I just thought of? Alakazam. Alakazam's a big threat in draft. I mean, there's a lot of things, and like, you have to prep for Weevil every week, and you have to bring some coverage. And I know Weevil is kind of a glass cannon, but having Weevil in the back of my team to bring in at the end of the match and just start clicking whatever I want, or just to bring in an Ice Shard something away, it's going to be so good, and it still gets some coverage moves. It gets things like, it does get Metal Claw, which is not the best, but it does help. I think it gets Psycho Cut. It gets Brick Break. I wish if it got like Parting Shot or Turn, it would be busted, especially as a tier 2 Mon. So I had the start of a really good core here in Urshifu and Weavile, and so I decided to wrap it up with Reunicles. 120 of my 400 free points wasted there. I say wasted, but used up there. But Reunicles, I've used it so much. It's a great bulky Psychic type. Magic Guard and Regenerator are two great abilities. And if my opponent, for some reason, there's a Rain team, there's a Sand team. I didn't see any Hail teams, thank God. But if somebody goes out and gets Hail, I mean, I get Overcoat as well. So this is just such a great mon to use in draft. Trick Room, it's very slow. Very slow but very bulky. Trick Room, Psychic, Focus Blast, gets Recover, gets Thunder Wave, gets Thunder. So lots of great uses for this Mon in Draft League. Next up, I got Nidoqueen. I've got a little bit of a fairy weakness forming, and I knew I needed something to patch it up. And I wanted something to help with the electric weakness that Urshifu had. And Nidoqueen just really fit the bill. It's another bulky Mon. Gets so much great coverage. Everybody's going to have to look out for it. And really, like, through 4 Mons, I'm so happy with the way my team is built. I really was struggling with where I wanted the team to go after this. I wasted a lot of free points to get this team built the way this is. Just straight off the bat. And I limited myself. I can't get a second tier 1, which there wasn't a whole bunch left that I really wanted. Laddies, that was the other one. The Laddies are weak to Weevil too. But I was really excited to see Nidoqueen there and got to pick it up. For my next pick, I picked up Chandelure though. Something else, a fire type, helps with Weevil, gets Flash Fire. Ghost type to help. I know that Ghost is super effective against Ghost, which is kind of a hit and miss thing, but it still helps with Reunicles. So that Weevil is not the only thing that needs to be there for those Ghost types. And it's a great Mon, decent speed tier. Fire Ghost is such a great typing. Most commonly used with choice specs, but I hope to mix in a few other things. Gets things like Psychic and Energy Ball, and I think it gets some Fairy moves in there too. So really great coverage on this Mon. A really good option in tier 3. Next Mon I picked up was Flaffle. Kind of a Fire, Water, Grass core is what I was looking at. Flaffle gets Hustle ability. Great typing in Grass Dragon. I really don't. At this point, I really didn't feel like I was going to go after a Fairy Dragon Steel core. I ended up actually doing that just by chance, but it wasn't like the one thing that I had to have. But yeah, so not a bad typing. Decent Mon. Seen it used in draft before. Hustle's kind of one of those 50-50 abilities, so I just gotta be careful with it. Next up, I went out and got Slurpuff. Slurpuff gives me access to Sticky Webs. It gives me access to Wish and Heal Bell and Encore, which are some great support moves. And plus, there's always the threat of Slurpuff coming and belly drumming and doing the belly drum Citrus Berry Unburden. Unburden is such a great ability. Love that it's in tier 3. Gets good moves like Drain Punch for coverage and for recovery. So great Mon. Really excited. I've used it before. Used it a couple times pretty successfully. Pretty unsuccessfully as well. So great Mon. Then I went out and got Braviary. Wanted to patch up a little bit of a ground weakness that I was forming with Chandelure and Nidoqueen, and I really hadn't done that yet. So I went out and I got Braviary, and really excited to use Braviary. I've never used it before. The America Bird is very bulky. Like I said, it's a ground immunity, so it helps out there. Get some great coverage moves and close combat. So all in all, a great Mon to really try to utilize here. My next pick was Manectric. There was a little bit of a speed gap that I would try to fill, and Manectric would kind of filled it decently well, but I ended up actually dropping Manectric, and you'll see that here in a minute, so I'm not going to talk too much about Manectric. But Manectric's a great Mon. Very fast, decently fast with 109 speed tier. Overheat. It's not Mega, so it doesn't get the Intimidate. I think it might actually still get Intimidate. But not a bad Mon to use. And lastly, I picked up Klotzer, another mon that I ended up dropping. But a great water type again, helps with those ground moves. But I'm not going to talk about it because I did end up changing it. And if you'll look, this is the final of my draft. We got 24 hours to fix our draft, and I ended up changing it. I went ahead and got a Steel type and a Scavalier, and just rounded out my Fairy Dragon Steel core. Switched Flaffle for Appleton. I like the typing, but I felt like Appleton brought a little bit more bulk to my team that I was missing, and it brings me Thick Fat, and which is not nearly as bad of ability as as much of a 50-50 ability as Hustle. It slows my team down, but my team is really looking like a solid Trick Room team, anyways. And then I switched Manectric for Moga. Lost 6 points in speed. I gained Motor Drive, which is a great ability to switch in, like, so that you don't get full swished around and kind of catch some mons off guard, and then you can like baton pass it around. I'm pretty sure speed passing is allowed in this league. Overall, I think I was a little bit lenient with my team. I gave myself an A-. Bryce Crispies, I'll link his YouTube down below. He did a secondary look at all the teams and gave his grade, so I had something for the live stream. But he gave me a B+. He was talking with me during the draft, and I mean my team's okay. Like I said, I think it sits top half. Definitely not in the top 5, but like I feel like I have a chance to make a run at playoffs, and maybe if I can put together some decent weeks, make a chance get a good playoff spot. I unfortunately have what in my opinion is the second best team in the league. Best draft, it's the best draft in the league, but just second best player in the league, player and draft combo in the league. I think Decker and the Alabama Alakazams kind of edges out Hujay just a bit. There's nothing against Hujay because Decker's a great battler, and I just feel like as far as draft and player combo, I feel like Hujay is probably second or third. I'm saying second, but overall, just a really good team for me this week. Good to get tested right out of the gate week 1, but after that, I pretty well should settle into a few wins. I feel like, and move it along. But yeah, that's the team we're rocking with. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.